So it'll be a little harder to see me, but you'll still be able to hear me. Anyway, because trust me, I don't want that glare behind me with, being able to maintain the fact that I'm driving. It's snowing here in Oklahoma. Today is January 20th. For the most part, this is inauguration day. Oh, there I am. This is inauguration day. It also happens to be the Monday that is the anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, in remembrance of him. So, I have a dream that Donald J. Trump, I think his middle name is J. I don't remember what it stands for. I could be wrong. Frankly, I don't care. Point is, I have a dream that Donald Trump will return to the presidency. And today, it has been fulfilled. He had been sworn in. Biden is gone. Kamala Lala Ding Dong, Laughing Hyena is gone. And of course, everyone is bitching about it. All the right people are bitching about it. Of course they are. Now, whenever he first won back in November, and I'm sure a lot of people have made videos about that, a lot of meltdown videos were made. It was to be expected. But I wanted to give my response to those videos. Hold on. There we go. Anyway. So why did Trump win? Well, the answer is simple. Because people became more and more aware that the Democrats and the progressives of the Democrat Party had no actual substance to offer. And that the only people who voted for Kamala were basically just so swallowed into the NPC programming that they make the you swallowed the pill and drank the Kool-Aid type of people seem reasonable by comparison. The same people who said that they were the party of saving democracy literally agreed that a coup to oust Biden in place for Kamala was completely reasonable to these people. Oh, it goes worse than that. See, the other reason why is in the very video responses you made. And by the way, if you're seeing a little over here where my cigar is, you're seeing a lot of flood of darkness, that's just my smoke. Anyway. So, point is, you showed that you were unwilling to see people as human beings. I've noticed that there are 3 types of meltdown or post-Trump victory, anti-Trump style leftist videos. Number 1 is the you're all stupid and racist and sexist and misogynist and you hate women, even though women voted for Trump, and black people also voted for Trump, and gay people also voted for Trump, to the point where there was, I'll probably have to find it later, but I remember seeing an article somewhere after Trump won where Nancy Pelosi was blaming God, guns, and gays for Trump's victory. So apparently, gays are important unless they dare to disagree with plantation politics. That really says a lot, doesn't it? So, the second group of people are you're a bunch of fascists and don't realize that you agreed with the fascist because, we're all fascists, but we agreed with the fascist unknowingly. This is their logic. It's not meant to be logical. Spock is still trying to find logic. He's not going to find it. Anyway, my little light went out. Hold on. My battery thing just went out. Oh well. Anyway. But these are the people who are saying, oh, all the bad things that you think won't happen, or that it'll be the deporting of all the illegals and stuff. Oh, all the bad stuff will happen to you. Well, I hope you like your low-price gases. You hate all the Mexicans and black people, even though Mexicans and black people voted for Trump. Gay people voted for Trump. All that kind of stuff. And then there's the typical videos of people just screaming like idiots. Either that or crying. Now, it'd be easy to just mock them. The screaming ones, they're easy to mock. They're the easiest. It's shooting fish in a barrel. But the ones that are crying, I just feel sorry for them. Now, this is not me ever going to apologize for saying the truth, because we all know how that ends, even if you are sincere. The reason why I say I feel sorry for them is because I'm sure a lot of people can watch this video and you'll think, at one point in my life, I was where they are now. I was believing the BS. I was listening to the garbage. I was a true believer until someone showed me otherwise. And ultimately, that's why I don't just go, okay, you're all the idiots. No, I think you have been deceived terribly. So, why did Trump win? Because we are in the age of people who genuinely believe that Kamala was a genuine, high-quality, important woman simply because she was a woman. I've seen a lot of videos where they say she was greatly qualified, there was no one more qualified to be president, yet they conveniently never seem to have the, what's the word I'm looking for, list of qualities that she has that allegedly makes her worthy of being president, other than having the vagina. Because that seems to be the only quality that matters to them. That and, even though and there are people who'd be able to talk about this in better detail than me, but, apparently in her history, she was touted as the first, what was she again? Senator or something like that for California, and she was half Indian. And that was a big deal. But it was only after she was being potential for presidency, then all of a sudden she's black. And a lot of people saw that as what it was, obvious tokenism, and called it out. And then you had other such people like, I'm trying to remember, I was watching a video about this the other day where it was some guy named Uncle Hotep versus, I think the guy's name is Mark Lamont. I think that's the guy's name. And it's like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just saying stuff because you're basically just the stooge for the Democrat Party policy. Anyway, my point is, Trump is back in office. We had 4 years of Donald Trump presidency from 2017 to 2020, all throughout that. And we had Biden presidency from 21 all throughout 24. And anyone willing to objectively look at both presidencies without any politics clouding their judgment would agree that Trump did it better. and that all the same people who said Biden was better are just huffing enough copium to kill a herd of elephants. How they carry all that without registering on the Richter scale whenever they walk, just out front to get their mail is beyond me. That being said, Trump is back, and it's a glorious occasion. The same people who said that during Trump's first presidency that he was the idiot who, he was mentally problemed, or he was psychologically deranged, or he was cognitively challenged, he was suffering from dementia, are the same people who, when Biden showed actual signs of mumbling and stumbling and walking past people on camera and not knowing where he was, and people having to hold his hand and guide him in places, all were conveniently quiet about that. Why? Well, because y'all are part of a cult. The fact is, you are part of a cult, and you cannot pretend you aren't. You all were screaming and you were, how did he put it, hissing and foaming at the mouth when it came to something like Trump doing anything, because it was end of the world, he's fascist and Nazi, and anybody that likes him is a Nazi. But anything that Biden did where he actually pardoned his drug-addled son, helped defend actual pedophiles, pretty much gave a pardon to Fauci, who constantly flip-flopped all throughout COVID. Oh, and since I brought up the subject, dear gay people, you might want to ask an important question to your quote-unquote straight liberal allies, because I don't know about you, but if I was gay, I'm not, but let's say I was, and I found out that there was this worldwide plague, COVID, and the regulations done by the powers that be, specifically in the United States, was 6 feet apart, keep some distance, don't be out and active too much, do everything we can to flatten the curve, because that's important for the medical industry. The same people who are dancing like idiots for TikTok videos rather than actually take care of people. They do all that for a disease that can affect essentially anybody, but mostly old people, but anybody. Meanwhile, a few years later, there's all of a sudden this other disease, monkeypox, and similar to AIDS, it turns out that this is more likely to spread among homosexuals, because that's what I heard. It apparently was more common in the homosexual community. Well, what was the regulation guidelines for the homosexual community again? Oh yeah, nothing. Just care about your business, go do your normal activities of, having multiple sex partners, similar to whorish straight people. And let's be real, homosexuals are more likely to do this, so don't pretend that something I say is homophobic or I'm making up stories. There's a reason why AIDS spread so quickly in the homosexual community back in the 80s, and why monkeypox spread so quickly in the gay community in recent years. So, you might want to ask yourself if, because there was a disease that affected the straight people and everybody, that the powers that be who are afraid of also getting it were willing to, have everybody be regulated, versus a disease that almost specifically affects the gay community. And they just happen to say, no, you're fine, just continue your behaviors, you'll be fine, and it starts surging. I don't know about you, but I'd be concerned and think that these people don't have my best interests at heart at all. So, you might want to rethink the question of, when they call me their ally in progressive politics, is that just code for comrade? And that in reality, if I dare to stray off the path of progressive, bipartisan madness, and that if I don't toe the line and agree with all of them, whether I'm black or gay or any other official minority in the United States, that they'll basically disown me, hate me, believe that I am tainted beyond repair. You might want to think about that. I'm just saying. So anyway, Donald Trump is back in office. I've seen the videos about the new border czar. You know, the old one was useless. She was too busy laughing at serious jokes. Serious questions about people's lives, and she was too busy laughing, like the hyena she is. Anyway, also I love the furry art that was being made at the time about her being a laughing hyena. So, Trump is back. We've got a new border czar. I heard Elon Musk and a few other people wanted to do the whole Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge as they call it. Yeah, I'm aware of the Dogecoin connection to Elon. I think it's pretty cute, I guess. Anyway, the point is, we've got some potential up ahead. Today was the first day, just being sworn in. Tomorrow will be the official first day of Trump's new presidency, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to continue driving along the streets of Oklahoma, giving my opinion on a camera, and smoking my cigars in a pipe. I'll try to do videos where I can at least be seen. I'm just going on the backcountry roads because right now it's snowing and I can just go a little bit slow and don't have to worry too much about it. So, with that being said, Donald Trump is back in office. And I know, I've said it multiple times. I'm repeating myself intentionally. Why? Because I know it upsets a certain group of people. And it also has another group of people saying, hell yeah. And I'm one of the hell yeah people. Now, I'm not going to pretend Trump is perfect. One of the things I forgot to mention about the woke, liberal, leftist, whatever you want to call them, response videos is that the MAGA, Make America Great Again, group are essentially a cult who think Trump is basically a god or an emperor or whatever the hell you want to think. Well, the truth is, I know that there are some people who are like that. But if there are those people, then the left is absolutely a cult. The ones that definitely refuse to say there's any problems with their party and think that the same tactics that were used when Clinton was running for president back in 2016 would work under Kamala, just having a bunch of irrelevant bimbo music artists shaking their asses and thinking that means anything, as opposed to actual policy planning and, you know, having substance. And I'm not just talking about the silicone in their asses. The fact is, you need to be willing to say, I root for the home team, but if there's problems with the home team, it needs to be addressed. You need a new strategy. You need to be willing to say, I'm not just some blind, obedient fanatic. I am a person that is willing to criticize my own side, and that we need improvement. I don't think Elon Musk is some perfect person. I've heard a few things about him. And I know Trump ain't perfect. The dude isn't exactly the example of Christian existence because he's been divorced multiple times. So, all I can say is, he's perfect for his position. But that's about it. In the end, he's just another human being. But he's a human being who's good at what he knows. And he knows business. But he's been bankrupt multiple times. And yet he's still a billionaire. Henry Ford was bankrupt once. Disney was bankrupt once. A lot of people who went on to become very successful have tasted bankruptcy. At least once or even twice. But Trump's been bankrupt 6 times. And yet he's still a billionaire with multiple massive hotels that other hotels are jealous of. And he's been president once and now twice. Just because he's been bankrupt doesn't mean anything, sweetheart. Grow up. So Trump ain't perfect. And personally, I just simply think he'll be useful as a president again. And I think I agree with some of these other YouTube channels that say that he's probably going to be the last official president. What do I mean by that? I think that, let's just say the powers that be are going to do everything they can to essentially become a one-world dictatorship. We've been seeing all kinds of movement in the politics of Europe whenever the European Union was, anti-Brexit and all that kind of stuff. And a bunch of other politics in South America. Oh, sure, Argentina got that one guy, but let's be real. They're going to do everything they can to make anything they do be his fault, even though South America has had pretty much socialist government for decades at this point. So, Donald Trump is back in office. We're going to see how this goes. Personally, I'm going to start looking first at the gas prices, the economy prices, to see if inflation not only goes down but reverses. And I'm going to see how well his policies drain the swamp. He made a decent effort last time. But there are certain people in power that need to be removed. And we can't live under the threat of, if we dare to speak about such people, we are, well, insert insulting slur here. So, let's see where this goes. I'm Okie. I'm Alec the Okie. This has been Thoughts on the Road. Have a nice day, and God bless.